ye nneɛma a ye atare a ye share duane a ye di enyuma a ye tu nneɛma ne nyina no ye culture enti heritage man say ye pese ye nkaika ye hu say ye Ghana for ye nye abro enti no anya ye nya abrofofo enti bibia ye ba bia no mun kai say kan for say no indigenous enti no yema ye to your soon we yen kola ni nyira no about the basics in our on that score no make us say a dede MPP for another former finance minister no because say government fufro and fufro no na odi share the den eba and today bia no ye free big your income any expenditure and today bia government bia no obehwe say ni inflow of revenue sen na onya and to ohwe sika onya no now we compare against the expenditure oye busumbia ana afibia and it's aban for obiba na ohwe say taxes bi mu wo ho ehia sakrae kakra ana ehia say ye be finche saa tax ni kakra ebia ye di kakra bi be ka ho ana ye be yi bi frisu ana ye be meji ye di ebi mu be ka ebi mu abom ana se bi wo ho ye be yi free ho ana se ye di tax fufuro bi ye den e di be ba. What is your problem? What is your problem? Yet your mind we mu e na MPP for omudi tax ahudo bebre e di bae obi akasa omusi mema en kasa because na Ukraine Russia war na COVID na say and omu kra no omu introduce over 10-15 new taxes. VAT na omu ye komi preko ni kika ho no omu bae no VAT no sunu omu peja mu
they increased it
omu peja VAT no mu enti ye be ka asem na mo ma yen ka asem no devoid of partisan. Me a member of the movement for change. Me de mahondi eta Alan Chi because Alan Krampo no definitely no wa be me kran ba all miss no taxes no other say
you adjust it
obe adjust ya no dey be den ebe kan ho enti me the main for aso say we be ka say we will resist any attempt to introduce new taxes or we will resist any attempt say we modify taxes no then who are you o man no eyemu MPP for there mu manya 8 years mu adi mu 8 years mu adi akọ enti so obi ba na ohwe se tax we emboa obeyi free wana onu su di ni innovation eni na adwen be create a new tax component onu su ni so obenya revenue be free ho e di aye development of the nation there. What prevents them from doing so? Enti media me thinking and say MPP no mo pese omudi anwea egu ye ni so omo pese omudi bibi egu ye ni so na o manfo no feel say they are protecting the interests of the masses. You had 8 years, you couldn't protect the interests of the masses. So why are you now vying to reject new taxes?
And on the other hand, the NDC government is asking they are gearing up to scrape some of the taxes away, the e-levy, the betting tax, and then
the COVID tax.
Levy. Yes, these
so,
three.
So taxes ni na no mu MPP for na mu di buy. Ye ka esa then na yanka efa e-levy ho. Didn't they go ahead and introduce the e-levy against all odds because of e-levy? No kwa na muka chese say entua roto ni nekika ho bio. So mu mayen kanu kre mu mayen jai sa hanky panky business of Ghana politics ni say nya media na say dia obi aye bia no me mfu aso me supporting no. Is that what we grow a country? A country bia over the world is developed on taxes. And without taxes, how do you expect the country to grow? And he said, Nena NBC for Bana Musi Umbe introducing new taxes and not modify taxes Libya. I feel MPP don't have that locus. Omu Nisa 2 minu say and no Jina say and I be rejected tax and now we will take you on. They are creating an impression. He said they are speaking for us. Omudi enim as Ghana for Omunya opportunity to then omu ye enye some bravado ni some arrogance mu na mu demonstrate here kas asemi obeka Ghana bia no en for so omunti and so be introducing new taxes Ghana for mu manja NDC for no de o yes o man nim na ye hia aso roads are here hospitals national health egui o bebre a yen hia sika enti say sika na NDC fu obeji na mu dia develop your man dia mu man ta omochi na enjai sa you resist any taxes now there you don't have capacity to resist any tax.
But I also think if the introduction of the new taxes is going to affect the average Ghanaian, especially the low-income earners, then as minority, they need to stand up against it.
No, you see, what I'm saying is that me Ghanani, me pese me chobia say, who to your taxa? Se sabi nyese ye to your tax na bebre na hu say politician na omudi dide, omudi driving Land Cruisers akese, omudi omu girlfriend say call brochi na dia ankasa obi ani problem eto to ya.
Yes.
Aka nyina ebe to ya eto no. Enti dia me can say introducing new taxes as far as it aligns with the vision of the government. It will not be a nuisance tax there.
Okay.
It is in order. So
the key word here is the taxes, the introduction of the new taxes shouldn't be a nuisance.
It shouldn't be a nuisance to average Ghanaian. But if it will be increasing VAT from 15% to 17%, once now you hear press conference, the number could be to just say there are some of the taxes no remove it. Now the consumption tax is VAT say no. Adjusting it to 17 or 18%. People will still pay without feeling it because it's a consumption tax. But so China who sorry now say, me bet you me dying car. Who the tax the suma landlord who say bia me rent una me continue me rent omubeji tax component free man people will revolt. Yes, but any tax be that will add on to our basket no dia ya the papa but dia extra aban when you say onu sunu wakasa kekekekekekeke asana 2 million there share ni sa enti onu so oba no bibi obeya bia no onji omanfo no during the living people our taxes be mu the suffering already no be brebi there and sabe kan bi na at least yenya humi humi kakra na fa boy ebra.
Okay. Yeah, who make a can I am boy still with the informer. I'm seeing the picture of the MP for Ishaya, so Honorable Dr. Stephen Amoa. Yes, MP threatens party. That's what the headline is saying. Apparently, he's threatening the party about coming out to speak about what actually caused their defeat. Say they did the research that they did on their reports. They did it on regional basis.
Yes.
In Tibeka, it didn't go in his favor.
Yeah.
I learned he was speaking. He spoke on one TV station, and he was saying there are a lot of things they said about him that are not true, and that they've left some salient information and about some people that the report needed to capture that the report didn't capture. And so if the party doesn't remedy that to the eastern regional faction of the NPP, if the party doesn't remedy this, then he's going to come out with what actually caused the defeat of the NPP. This coming from the Ishaiso MP.
Yes,
Stephen Amoa.
Yes, he said them chen free in Siomu no be catch us but Adebiasi won Sonuma already.
That's right. We nature say our heritage man.
Yen di what do you call it? Bebre.
Yeah.
One say NPP is a party in decline like Alan will always say. Alan was their best to present for this 2020 election. And no more can now within the party channel and now the best areas now and can no be putting forward no on the sideline. You see, every civilized Biano political party growth is based on succession.
Yeah.
A contribution to the party over several period of years. And I Obia the said president nipa mienu anamiesa on to me the president at the same time. So obemu di omunya san ya hondi na tie party nechi and it say edum pempem so obi na the system is supposed to follow due process. Na omu anka adu omusono party ni MP omuno they say no. Why? Because of their own personal interests and agendas. And everybody ever NPP no during the election time no obia ehwe bibia sika no be den be free wa den aba na bebre na so no omunim said the then vice president Alhaji Bawumia no he has all the resources at his disposal. And you know all the MPs now we are dede and now we are for Bawumia, we are for Bawumia, we are for Bawumia. Bebre na their heart and soul don't belong to Bawumia. They are only following Bawumia because of the fact that omu bottom any omu yefum kwa na omu yede edwin hu. And it says atija na mwa losing poto 38%. I see that in the history of the New Patriotic Party. Na enne ye beka asem na bebre na no omu person nkura na kasa no be de be pieba. So they are massaging the truth. And to know the real cause of their downfall, no, they don't want to say it. Anything as Stephen Ambo say, Papa we say no, you're very vocal. Yeah, very vocal. No, or to say Kenya Japan, mo for mo asem de NCA se pa de bi na ento masum year, regardless of which side they stand, no, they are able to still speak their mind against or for the issue. But what you say, and it says Stephen Ambo na owo ya obi woni na osi mo hwe ye mo me dey asem ni nyina betu dwa me so me stress Stephen Ambo say men can chair party no so mo hwe ye say woni asem bi contributed to the defeat of the party no fa betu dwa. That means you are in love with the party. Don't hide behind the scene. Say, Samu na Samu ye bibina and Thomasum na. It doesn't go the way I expected there in the Mekasa. Why are you not talking now? Until your best stress say, NPP same there. Me Richie, I don't want to spend too much time talking about NPP because we want to talk about bread and butter issues, nkola issues, penifo issue, your development issue. We have issues to talk about as important a country. So don't let us be wasting time on NPP. It is their own declining party. Yes, it's a declining party. And to muankasa muko kawo muasem. Yeah, but wasting time on Accra.
Apostle Akwaba.
Oh, about Pusya.
Yes.
Major Sum.
As I say,
about the other room.
Heritage Month is a mere fancy. I'm going the fancy style.
Oh, okay.
And this anymore you drew my I'm a match break. Yeah, but
before so. Now, maybe a fancy needs no.
Oh, no.
Blood transfusion be a cause.
And Apostle, let's proceed with the daily analyst. There is a picture of Honorable Aban Babin, which says, daughter of a Medra comment. Babin gives 1 week ultimatum to corporates. Yen and I became there about 2 weeks ago during parliamentary proceedings whilst Afinyo Markin was on his feet. Obima comment from the minority side. Sit down, daughter of a Medra. Daughter of a Medra. And as a nation, we all commit. Now, you from Madam a comment. After.
I say with a buyer of Subes who said chair. After you I think say chair na mencha Ghana man say bosu Ghana month enti ye church ho na wife na mentra say you see I think say Osha Parliament mudwumadi ye was some words critics way on parliamentary. Sembi oha u yusu kra enye kasa ana efata I believe say Sebium previous and sembi oha ye kan etobadwama na hu some kind of heading say obi be make comment no refer to Senator say daughter of a Medra me nim de na opeso achieve with that comment and I mean name Sebio ni nyina so the kan no yi but I believe say who be here up to now, you now me try to say
was the share Honorable Abu Jinapo, but then he came out a day after that. He was not the one who said that.
Yes. Speaker say oh my ultimate no
1 week.
And is a parliament I will say be a CCTV camera so I will near my so you see be shemu ayi be hu.
The person said it off camera and then off the microphone.
Okay.
So he just screamed.
I could say one be UTP. Now I think
so how much is given, much is expected.
But we are sure say one be UTP.
Maybe once you said it, you have to face the consequences.
The truth is that statement no ain't far from the truth. The truth. But it was said at the wrong forum. It was said at the wrong place.
It was the truth in what sense?
Say obi be yeku na ye ko ye chikoshe se bi oku nseme sisi ye who can even reconciliation commission president kufo bete ye nseme pepe o mu a a lot. I mean, we pray even as a former bomb, and there's something but leadership is about who supervise it. Why and they paying at that time. Everything rise and falls on leadership. So you say, I analyze on that foundation. But say, listen, I think it's assembly to Jano. Meaning, say, we be about that was a day I know more JB down from once. A year, young fan Haley Papa. Who's that come could be yes, and can because and I say, Cockons will be a choice. We 10 says a bet to JB down Mokayana, afraid Mutala, afraid JB down was a traitor. JB Dankwa was somebody or on the tongue or just somebody. Now, if
that is the case, no, you can chunk or denka or direct it towards
from the Chichimwe bad that I'm not I just want to lay the foundation.
Okay.
JB Dankwa was what you would and a minority says Mutala microphone.
Okay.
And then I was a one seated there. Omudu na no aso. One Mutala chain. To Mudu microphone and no aso. Omudu na no aso enema obi to ma no no say we e beka JB down class na be twa if we need say we would need there enema that statement. I'm not here to support it, but you see idea about cross here TSC I will not sit down so be papa anymore say I will not sit down. What I say JB down credit and yet their papa be and that day was the day they chose to speak about the good things about the man. Meanwhile no the majority on that day decided to use that occasion rather to disgrace JB Dankwa. What one year will be papa anymore see you? And what I say, kind of the warrior of ones and also friends on the side. What I say, who shares and space that the need and try. So as much as may condemn dear or cast us, no, I should and the video came. First, when I heard, I wanted to go and watch the video, and I saw it. How I now Zana talk to a war, step upon Kutupa, one goes from car. What 1 year was it? Near see a should paya better car. So I assembly in but who and whatever happened that it was wrong. See, don't Christo a year good anymore. What it's your best me mum dear me a bear casting from Quada, may in prayer, son. Some people now what I say?
There walk one week orientation. I'm sure it came up.
No. The more motion, the more the more you could pay your papa did so as my besio. I bet him the entire Obi. But I
thought whoever by Nanka famine backdoor waka pacho it was maybe something like
do uncle can when you could do it and it's about the Saturday. Maybe this one can once about them to confront. They want to show me a catch them then they make catch on. It will be who cast somewhere. Yem compare the bear my perceive money by my yemra. Who be money by my yaba say, oh, may you got some Kai, near me Helena and answer say. Oh, to me, I believe the speaker should rather seize this and Obitra let Obitra sleeping dogs lie. Go ask me by more than almost 1 month. And you are not coming into once and come to the Minnesota for that. So we shouldn't stretch it. Because the more the more now for the discussion will be open. Sure. What I say, near Crawford JJ, Tom Obeje, cool name, and who near money in Ababaye, will be better justify the entire upon the friend, your before your daughter. This is that doesn't mean you are a medra. Are you at the point? It doesn't mean you are a medra. But the question is, did your father supervise some of these things? But then,
do you tag a soldier a medra?
You see, I did also TSC, the end to be a question. Oh, man, it's a criminal offense. And you shouldn't even look at it as a soldier. Anybody will be cool, no, whether we are civilian, no, yeah, and say that I say, will become more tempted to a young man, yes, some way discussion. And there is if you are going to have one program raining. And see about a criminal offense, it doesn't matter whether you are in uniform or not. And nobody should even support coup in this country. What I say, and their course, no, a criminal offense about so the more back the more na could be name. I'm not saying Mabuno Musi so a lot about these issues. No, I feel near near back a so I would rather encourage the speaker. Whoever is behind it, or Munchaso. Now I didn't call that. Because you see a baby, explaining why somebody has the right to call or doesn't have the right to say she's the father or daughter of a murderer. And Chemuba Kobe, Yen Chasso, no be uncle him. Name Yan Tragedy, who say, it'll be classic and will be in cool people. Anyone say it's wrong.
Honorable Suma, do you have any contrary view or you agree with what?
My senior brother has Waka. But I think Misunu Midika Krabe Beckham. Since the history of the world, there is no country in this world without evolution. Every country no Omar for various history.
Okay.
Sebita Frache, and your role is now introducing coup to Ghana. We were in this country when
But then he ended it.
I'm coming.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Yes, he didn't introduce coup d'etat in Ghana. Yeah, well, Ghana ha Kwame Nkrumah the yes see pempem so bi anka ebedu stage bi no ebetimi ade yes to yakuku so say we are self-sufficient in area A, area B. We can produce our own thing, our own radios, our own electronics, our own food, produce our own power, you know, expand education, expand agriculture, build silos all over the country. You see, Kwame Nkrumah had a vision and a foresight. So you see, normally when you find yourself in an environment where you have visionless people who surrounds you, obia want a vision, obia vision, no, a limit. Ebia sebi that the ultimate channel, the vision is bigger than my own. So, seminini nantina me who say his vision is bigger than mine. The tendency say bet me abe danimi enemy no high. Because ebia impempenswa na adwene de eni na no ma adwene de endu woye. So the moment he's doing something, I think said they are all here. No, since me my dream and do what they are saying to me at the NTS here, NTS the kasakasa beba. So let's leave that. Then they overthrew Kwame Nkrumah. Then Kotoka and Co came in. Then from there, counter coups, some were foiled. Then coups upon coups upon coups upon coups. Then he got to a stage. Now I can't be sure. We are all Christians, and there are always a time. God can use anybody at all to be able to streamline things. And then now, Papa cool. He didn't succeed. He was arrested. He could have also lost his life. But you see, when we are talking about providence, no dear, a bit to me as he said, even in the history of the Bible, didn't David killed? David killed. Is David man after God's own heart? That's what the Bible said, that there is no person that has been loved by any. God has never loved anybody as much as he loved what? David. Irrespective of the fact that David was kunku ama for bebre. He even sent somebody's husband to the battlefront for the person to get killed. Now funny Yuri. So you see, say Kasemna, Mumai Kanu in the context say Rollins is not the devil in disguise. He was an instrument of change. And that instrument of change necessitated that there are some people who must be phased out. Now, when he started, when Legon students, they were crying and shouting that let the blood flow. Yes. And then everybody knew that there was corruption in the system. Look, he is not an angel. And you know, people fall, people died, a lot of things happen. I know say Ebeka say who can say they lost their father, they lost their mother, they lost their businesses. It is painful, it is hurtful. But in the revolution, in the era of rebellion, anything at all can happen. So when you fall victim of it, no, and no interest, you are completely an enemy of the state. So now fast forward. The same democracy now here practicing that we beat our chest that 32 years or something of democracy, no. The constitution that even governs us today, who brought it? Any PNDC rule. It's the PNDC constitution, PNDC ABC, the PNDC this, PNDC that. Onuna obaya otumiye den a control system nukakra. Some fear into the people. You cannot. Do you think that Rollins didn't attempt time to make coup against him?
Yeah.
The countless time. But you see, when the hand of God is upon you to serve a certain purpose, no, nobody can truncate it. And you know why now femu wewu occur, because nobody will cheat death. As strong as he was, death took him away from us. Now, he has a daughter, and the daughter no so no, or the Nihua then rap politics no no. Or serving a constituent in Osu Koleklote. So or a representative of the people. So now, all of us in Ghana, we all know the history of J.B. Dankwa against Kwame Nkrumah and the struggle for independence. These are not hidden secrets. We all know. Now, Kwame Nkrumah too may have his excesses.
Yes,
but obviously, say, let us call an apple and call an orange. So if in a case where there are agitations and now there are some complaints about doings of J.B. Dankwa, me, I didn't witness what Rev is saying. Sebia, Janetta was there, something behind the scene, for which triggered, so we bet Gina Bibiaka say, you sit down, daughter of a murderer. Well, Papa now can assemble, it is his own right. We are all entitled to what we want to say, but create the impression that Ronley's deliberately just up and murdered people. There were instances where maybe information that was put to him, based on that now the audit what?
Before you proceed, some people have the opinion that Rawlings should apologize to years before he died. Rawlings generally, even after that committee set by Kufuor, what was the name? Reconciliation committee. He should have apologized to everyone. Sleeping dogs lie. Let's just move on. To face bypass that. We are now new democracy. He should have done that. That's what people.
That is discretion.
And that I believe if he done that, some of these utterances wouldn't have come up.
You say, a man who feels that he did no wrong owes no one apology. Are you getting my point? And I'll be asking you, it is about your conscience. Who conscience there were some excesses. Let me apologize to the people who say on behalf of my military men and women who surrounded me and went, and there were excesses. Ronlings cannot say that there weren't excesses in the revolution. There were excesses. Things that couldn't have happened. So the air can say, if you tag him as a murderer, who can maybe say he was a soldier?
Yeah.
Are you getting my point? Why? During all the previous group, people died. People died. So what I'm saying is that if he's being tagged as a murderer, then maybe we are not being fair
to him.
Because perhaps Ghana would have been riddled with more coups upon coups upon coups. That we are the best democratic dispensation of our history. But 32 years we've been on it. So on a nutshell, we can't be assembly. So I'm just surprised that Speaker Gbagbin all this year, all this week and month, one same way, all of a sudden they say you are giving somebody ultimatum to blah 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 blah. I feel like he should let sleeping dogs what lie.
Just as Apostle said.
Yeah, now assembly eventually assembly should die off by itself.
But don't you think Zenata and the family, they need an apology from the person who said maybe backdoor off the camera?
Obviously, this is not the first time this allegation of Rawlings or this tag of Rawlings being a murderer being said. It's around for a while. Zanetta is about 40 years old.
Yes.
So obviously, she knows history. Person living in 1971 and 1990, at least people history, they read the and we all know. So this is not a news to the Rawlings family. So all I'm saying is that, you see, the more you are opening the wounds, the more you are trying to do what? Demoralize the young girl. Now building why up to now NDC Kramponu, Papa we are muso no our team party no, Bessie and Nekran, common chief executive position, and not even an iota position. So if you are turning around to say she's the daughter of a murderer, well, and so if the person refuses to own a bag, don't waste our time on this issue. Let it lie and let's focus on bread and butter issues.
Productive issues to discuss, Papa.
I think this year and coming here, we shouldn't open it because you see the point is this: one, we shouldn't sit here and speak in any way to justify any coup. no Magana Sibu, Daniel Bruce doesn't see the first. It's a criminal offense. Crime. It's
a treasonable offense.
Of course. Crime and your idea, you're justified in any way. And then Uncle will be to a Jinsika at the Kushobo Hospital. If that's the case, they are. Now they this canoe, we probably see the hospital now they're question. That's after all they're saying will be no. Crime is a crime. As on minor and run a year, Juma. It will be true. Now, they need to cool over here. Liman over two, no. You know, man. The Liman buy a corrupt art and now you may two, no. The ball Liman so. So on Hobbits, no, the two. Says here, two. But now, so on one say, what your friends at you who say, Sana and penny phobia. Personal
interest.
It's Nippon interest. This is on rep. I have come for free and the roll. One name was it. Treasure the offended they commit. What a judge. You yes, it's not true. Recently, I mean, I was you could be an Nippon. What I say? You could be an Nippon. And we need to go to me a soldier for and a bomb defend it. I say you could be a soldier for no different. Where you are the former, yes, you get a scrap town, I brought 50,000. Yet which you can you imagine? Look, if you are going back to Rollins issue, let's say the Tower Sufi, you're bunker for naked or my way, you're bunker for my way. Look, don't bring the issue here down. What I say, we have our history. So that's what I said. Let's make sure Sunday with the alcohol. Because also a cohort so they are and they're not medran they understatement. What I say, that word medran, a understatement for Rollins. And it doesn't say that or something on Lucino. What talk a beauty queen and I'm no matter the way be it doesn't change the fact why beauty queen. You can't change history. And to be it means that type of a medran on Rollins. No matter papa wabeye. And to wonder what they gonna hear there. That title a medra and so don't go there. We should not even move to that direction.
Well, Safwa, everybody is entitled to Onusuni opinion. My grandfather ended up in jail because he took some loan to buy a piece of land in Volta region.
He defaulted or something?
He was arrested. He was then a big man at Ghana Waterways. He was arrested. He was thrown to jail. After jail, he died. But everybody is entitled to the interpretation of transparency.
You were saying to vagina, sir. Still on the Daily Analyst, here's a picture of Gift Your Wife, former deputy director of security. Says Gift Your return Anna. I'm saying Gift Your Wife in Omo Gem. And now videos want so say about Anna.
Yeah, say no be on my feet now and what of Candace right after Papa Muhammad Nipa no sheho. Ye jeli jani wa brichu after you to me man roof ni dimpo. Oh we are Nipa or no under Papa Muhammad. Or look at the court Ghana court pronounce no guilty. A jail sentence for 10 years. But that time we gonna share brichu to young my
Said
but before that, the nothing said, Muhammad sat Nipa 100 or for this some of the similar offenses. About 100 people there. So I believe we need to look at it and streamline things. I don't know. Every day, ghost names say P. Hono. Me name sana sama for mudu wudomi. So mudu and all this kind of at least a young talk back me and check it. Next scandals are happening. No because of some minor commitment me to honor. Is it because they say the transition anka ebimu ya minim NSS on how the transition akura honor. And I think kababwa. Kababwa me who say obi registration already registered then online. But I don't know how I don't get me records yet me pian records. But me no be the income no can say me say sometimes they are able to do this. So naturally, you're on call for more file and apply for the national service. So now when we post them, when you post them, some of them don't go to their unit.
Okay.
And because they don't go, they're not able to file for their monies.
Money.
But because nipa do say nipa 10,000 and apply some national service, abani don't say we train nipa
1,000.
It's a do they say mube na 1,000 and a 2,000. Necessary si kan san ke beti no kre. Man for so nipa we no necessary epie ko ba bi. What I say. So the say also come up say be the month they should some form of verification something. Also, just
those who are still doing it, who are posting.
Because you can't go to the because it's a freedom of nation. No, most of the people need to conform.
Register now.
Of course, but because come we need to two crazy baby. Now we piano one crochet the private sector we work on crowd because on person is able to cross out that way. No, so I believe say as a man, let's sit down. Near streamline because some of this tell you now she's a capudo shop for a dear. But you see, on Monday person trusted. We are ye can say you and then create me a chink of for so I could see and tell yet yama MPs a double salary, which is a criminal offense. See, Cabot to a transfer in your dear. MPs for so dear or mine and some company from honorables. Yet what to say the people talk with Jacob almost say it's a whole year and it's not by Yana and DJ. It's eventually no yes, yeah, person swasm a barney I reckon who are but a sembia banny and shan can put secret. No, I'm one so chain and New Year film for and then I bet some could buy the aquabi. So I believe a clear example. Meta mana by or sati with an ora, Namesre. I want him about it. Namesre. What like 2008? Tama NDC bar power. And I come for and you bet you almost now the China according to whom madam for buy was nipa 127. Ya fally docket. Now the China no asiaba. The limping man, what try limping man is talking just information. The ma warm no just say up to now. My nipa 8.
They were able to prosecute.
No. It's who's about back to you. Now be here and the oral team are here. Me the men was a fee, no, maybe a name. But the minimum year who never studied years, no. And that's a time down. I would open deja vu. So almost as some Kasana, we've been here before. And the same man, and no more Disika and Disika, but they moved to do a saying it. Problem be why I'm running baby, a man for 30 million for what more rock over my end. Be a to Chenwa because said you yet to more discuss. Every so come home. No, you have a bomb which has somebody. Nobody will come to improve. That's what we're good anymore. Oh, and Saturday day in the public space, yet you cannot let the law work. No, I have no more money. It will be the money they said sentence or your crown for. Meanwhile, no. I'm running to me for now because it's not just about telling somebody to your crown for. But you need to get the right information to prosecute the person. And about the crime on sewer, there are two things that they check criminal offense. Your friend, your friend said, menstrual and actus. So actus said the actions taken, and the menstrual need the intention. Now the intent, not only way I will say share. And then I'm present for buy or this across the financial law system, because check center to prove so be across a crime now. Now, should you do DNA? It will be a fun and also the moral aspect anyway. Now that's okay. One year due diligence, one man say what I say. And then is the Sunday now much almost supporters. Let's say, I see already a better cheaper room, Nipa Bessie Gumuno, and Rano and Trasa. What I say, and the Bimuso also will need to cannot. Name ABS say, Ebini, maybe a Montias here, and that among frequent investigations in ye. Now, mobile the day were bontain. The investigation never you know society panel on this kind of work in more. So I have 2 ways. Say be this camp. Now more prescription cost. Maybe soon when investigation soon years. So my mobile the day were bontain. Come me 2 ways. Me needs to be the day work when more. And sometimes I know to me taking more actions because as a police I bet you. Now I'm not just for 48 hours. What they are saying to now investigation. To 2 days here. Where you also do coffee. What they say, me time number my Lisa, my for say information do this, sir. So I'm going for at least share some of this. For anyone, which we need to.
For me, Leti Obanu said, 1 year na are returning
It's your worry.
Yeah. In many instances, allegations and speculation, must fly left, right, front, center. Now, who name your fate as far as the current government in power is concerned now. It's difficult for you to say the name saying we see here no. Minim say NDC what power in there one share here. Ebia obey ni eba.
Obey niti.
Yeah, obey niti eba. Now who share the every institution ever Ghana biano. De biano unya Ghana for mu ye juma. Sabi institution ni they are not Togo for na Benin for na mu ye juma or Ghana for here. Bebre now mu ko they find loopholes. They try hard to identify weaknesses. Bibia ebetimi anya opportunity bi wo ho a
then they take advantage of that.
I'm making some excess money for ourselves. It's a systemic corruption. What you say? They plan it, they execute it, anything that comes from it we share. Now, Omambiano is driven by data. Sabi secondary school for so year national service. Vocational school for year national service. Nurses don't go and do they do others. And you know, say we are conscious and minded by doing things that are driven by data there. I don't see where there can be excess of about 81,000 people who are being presented to account controller and accountant general for payment to be effected, whereby they are into active national service. So why the loopholes? 92. Obebi san who say they said okay, if people apply for national service university now, the fund everybody should feel that. First it was and all those things. Now I'm sure it's gone online. You feel all the form online, all these things. Bebrina to me feel it all right, but they don't apply for the service. Or they don't go for the service itself. And even that, and assuming without admitting that that is where the issue is coming from, don't we have the data to suggest that, let's say we have 20 universities, polytechnics, or whatever it is, the students' number is 20,000. We all know that TAPCOs, these are the number of graduating students. Tech, King's University, all the other universities put together, we know the number. So at least we can admit that this year, 10,000 people have applied for the service. So it is supposed to be either less, but not to be what? To be more. So if at the end of the day, now the data is suggesting that 10,000 people applied to go to national service, and then we are being given a figure of, let's say, 18,000 people for us to pay them. Where is from the 8,000? I get my point. So this is just a simple issue, but you see, they said the Americano before Nakasanu we don't love our country. We don't love ourselves, neither do we love our country. We are always finding ways and means to milk the state. Why? Because you see, politicians, they live flamboyant lifestyle, almost living like Arabian kings. And it's be a public sector worker. No, you the salary 3,000, 4,000 now. Or no, or person or matching up to the living standard of the politician. Why? Obviously, creating atmosphere. Or no, Canada and say, those names. This is not the first time it's surfacing. It's not only a national service period. Ghost name has been haunting us over the decades of
Ministry of Health.
Ministry of all the Arabia, Ministry of Education. Everywhere there's what ghost name issues. So I was of the view say time now about me or introducing this biometrics. Ghana card and all these things, no. Obviously, you better do maybe we'll be able to do what? Curtail it. No. But as it stands now, where we are still using a hybrid model, both electronic
and the manual.
And the manual, definitely there will be loopholes. But
take advantage of
time since 2013, 2014, they all had this scandal about 31,000 plus ghost names. So it is not new. So the question is that how are we going to address this issue? Are we going to allow it to continue like this? And now say you're finding more innovative ways here. you bet me I prevent this ghost name issues happening all the time.
Okay, now Yenko Daily Graphic, that will be our last paper to discuss. Here's the picture of the Vice President, Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, and heading here says economic transformation stage set, says the Vice President. Apostle, Vice President, no, catching the economic transformation that they promised, they've set the stage and they've set the ball rolling. So what do you expect? What do you expect to economic transformation, the 24-hour economy from the NDC?
I think say me ebana manofo I know mutasa na metia na enyumo masum. My own economy of Ghana. State
department.
I couldn't be any way to culture. Now you're outline mission west. To me, Busa, and say, that's my ancestors. Sushi. See, Tina, a good student leadership. I mean, that kind of real power. So, yeah, my that what to see a bay. NDC as a party in 2016. So central economy that look yeah. And we economy grew by 3%. But you partner central economy team now coaches take what I see because some of you don't go in now opposition for this on the womb. When we now say the NDC for now, when we now for they are part of your economic team, mu opposition, na mu didn't
no mandate to
every solution professor will be go back and check their manifesto. They would any different. Saying just because you create bibi, I'm for could their economic team, near your to their church over the years, some journey amanukuno, abway, these are all systems they use in order to pay people. Because me Papa is a Jansen, I respect him so much. Me nimun someone walk on now, one can answer this, and I want me can't send this. I did some could see. Say, yeah, now we are dialogue, Papa, and now with me, yes, say, yeah, the all stakeholders ever together. Now, inquire when you call back, come at Jetum, but the Okoye, one call for. Now, Korean and some probable bubble, she, the pan, but was saying the same. We ain't the first time I yet to be.
Darby.
We were the last time. No. 1, 2, 3 issues and maybe showing and I'm making with him. So when any Benny leaders on regional mine, if you so many means to just give money away to people with some boy among your crew, because that's your manifesto. These people contributed to all these issues. Go back to the point. ECG, some they buy from some they buy. Go back. So what is new? But when I said, Papa, I think say, I should never once. I can't have reduce to 60. Or you know, why one for you one for a communication. I was information minister to work anyway, correct communication, and local presence to our communication staff and could go about 20. It will reduce back. Who appear 20 because the blind side of their ears. Ministers named also. The abandoned presidential staff is new in a European Kofoko go, a big farmer to Jack. But what I say, that strategy, I believe, some red group say, oh, see, it will come. Because you don't just use systems to pay people. I just showed the whole economic dialogue way as a way to go and just pay people we think they have worked for us and we need to use the state money because we'll be here to pay them. So just find a way to legally pay them. I bet you just because why you're wrong. Because they are people and they are for you. Every knowledge they have, they can give it to you. You don't need this 2 days and cross-spend it and find just the other. But this is Manusino. Vice President Bekache, so the say you set now who do systems about 24-hour economy. And then also because by the Busamun Chechim, who the see and the Kusia, and my Fedu because no more home. It's a dear and a chance to we have 24-hour economy, a dear pound of Cafa home. I feel near better say minister society also barbecue. But me Canada, many tea, me expectation no ever from Kaka. Because so about a feeling exams. Now Professor Kasi Chamana. Professor will be 100%.
Sure.
Do fairly 26 to Tia, no one has here.
Yeah, no, Busuma.
You made us
information.
Many man know is the last point of the conversation. Say, let's do something quickly. I want to extend a warm greetings to the Queen Mother of Jekiti, Mother and beloved. Is the Queen Mother Nana Sika, part of and Queens and Jekiti Akwemu Jekiti. One, their Vice President is saying, "Say we must set the agenda for transformation security." He said, "Apostle Lekano, I bro focus on one say bibi asibiano. It must be practical. Say we person who improve on the foundation of your economy. It is not about speaking English and answer brofo kesia. It is about putting systems and structures in place. We be identify, we keep productive sectors, and now with the investment be prepared and create a lot of jobs, manpower development, a lot of agribusiness development. Look, Umatia Otukuno, director responsible for agribusiness and innovation. So the question you ask yourself, what is the essence of the Minister of Agri and then the deputy? Because innovation and agribusiness fall directly under the purview of the Minister of Agri. And he said, who could create another portfolio at the office of the president? Now, why you know an Article 71 holder position? Now, all the remunerations of an Article 71 holder, you will be enjoying it there. You are also just creating jobs for the people. So, this economic whatever, you don't need to organize an economic forum before you know where to plow your money and where to create the job. You don't need it at all. It's a waste of everybody's time. They should rather put money into where our mouth is, so that at the end of the day we have a lot to do, and then we have surpluses in Ghana. We have deficit. And then you are spending more than you are generating. So yes, Muma any come so now munjaisa into atua no mu say we deserve better, not this English.
That's
day
coming
and night.
from Honorable Richard Suma, leading member for the Movement for Change. You know, Apostle
Thomas Kusi.
Apostle Thomas Kusi, Apostle Tom. Madonna si baby. Ashafo ha na yede state issues no onye Ghana ni yede besi. Na asa na yebokono mo last happy birthday wish bi wa ha. Oni happy birthday stronkwa from Nyamenai to Reverend David Bamford Kwesi Asiedu, and the message says, "Happy birthday to you, my beloved brother. May this new age come forth good health, more riches and prosperity. Amen to all your secret prayer, and may God see you through your endeavors." Ashafo aha na yedi dwumedi yedi besi na yambo china ze dem ye kan no obeye butu wa ha.